Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's weekly Cosmic Dive. I'm Shane Smith, astrologer, and I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee, where I've been at the Cosmic Discoveries Conference. And this is an astrological conference where we talked about many of the evidence-based research projects that are going on to support the evidence for astrology. And it's been wonderful. Many excellent presentations. And of course, the folks here, the astrologers I've met, were just absolutely fabulous. And yeah, we're wrapping up, and it's been a blast. And got to see Nashville too. For those of you who haven't been here, it is a treat for music lovers. And you know, I'm a music lover. And last night had a chance to go to the Ryman Auditorium and hear Snarky Puppy. and just walking up and down the street, listening to all the music flowing out of the bars and venues and so forth. It was just absolutely wonderful. And so, and I even got to play here at the conference my guitar and did some singing along with someone else. And so I can say I played Nashville. Okay, I'm going to Nirvana. So this week's Cosmic Dive, we're going to dive into what we are expecting for the week, as we usually do. I'm going to do a brief introduction, and then we'll see what we can see. So here we go. As you know, we like to use this time together to explore key planetary vibrations and discover how to work with them in supportive and uplifting ways. I like to look at the positive vibrations. I mean, every vibration is positive, right? It's how we deal with those vibrations that make a big difference in our lives. So this knowledge will help strengthen our alignment with the natural rhythm and wisdom of the cosmos. This is for the week of April 27th through May, whatever, 3rd or 4th. Vibrational astrology is an evidence-based analysis that we're using here today. And it was part of this conference that I was attending. It's developing, it's exciting, and it helps to synthesize the harmonic relationships among the planets. It reveals the energetic patterns we can work with and align to. And we like to think that we can help you navigate your personal and collective journey through the week ahead with this. Again, the caveat is that there are many planetary vibrations happening at any given time. We tune into those vibrations like we do a radio station by choice. Which frequencies do you choose to frequent? In today's chart, we'll see the following planets in Pluto. In Pluto. You can tell my brain is fried because there's been a lot of information here. In Aquarius, we have Pluto. In Aries, Neptune, Saturn, Mercury, and Mars. We see in Taurus the Sun, and in Gemini, Venus and Uranus. In fact, Uranus just stepped into Gemini for the first time. A couple days ago on Saturday. And I'll tell you, we can expect for the next 7 years rapid innovation in the field of science, technology, engineering, math, all the STEM areas, AI, communications, travel, even astrology. And boy, we're on the cutting edge right here in Nashville at this conference. So you'll find that curiosity will be sparked with Uranus in Gemini. Original thinking and unconventionality is the name of the game. So there'll be sudden reforms, and as always with Uranus, expect the unexpected. In Cancer, we'll have Jupiter still going on, and in Virgo right now, for the moment, the moon. Okay, let's get right down to the week ahead. So today what we're seeing is several lines. I'll talk about what they are. I'm going to focus actually on the 13th vibration, which is excellence and transformation. This is the vibration that helps make you feel special. Okay. And how can you do that? Especially today. Especially. So today, be inspired to go above and beyond the call of duty, to do hard work for a meaningful cause that may gain recognition from the community. For tomorrow, we see a restless and progressive line, and we also see a stillness and inner wisdom and focus line. They're kind of opposites in terms of the energy expressed. One wants to move and get going and get off the dime. The other one is content to stay still and get into a very deep space. So for tomorrow, let me summarize what you might expect. And as we go through the week, think about your week ahead and how these may apply. So for tomorrow, Tuesday, there will be a restless need to express or release deep feelings and thoughts through the arts, literature, and music. Also, there'll be a focused discipline and sustained concentration and effort to work independently to solve important issues and have the freedom to think freely. On Wednesday, there are a couple things going on here. So we see uh, the excellence and transformation line again. We see a little bit of flowing and creative, that blue line. We see the deep stillness, inner wisdom, and focus. And let's see if we can summarize these rather quickly. So for Wednesday, a very enthusiastic and optimistic day. Surround yourself with progressive, interesting people. Uh, However you define interesting. Also, it'll be a day where literary and artistic ideas come into clear focus and with joy in experimentation, spontaneity, and discovery. As well, it's a romantic day in a sense. Romantic relationships can feel very magical and inspirational, but with focused discipline and sustained concentration and effort. That's that seven vibe we were talking about. And as well on Wednesday, repairing, restructuring, and reforming can all take place. It's a re day. Repairing, restructuring, reforming, executed with the exactness combined with artistic vision and technical skill. There's a precision to Wednesday. Okay, on Thursday, whoa, we notice a huge spike in the restless and progressive energy. So it's going to be an antsy day. And also, we see a full moon. And I think that makes it even more antsy because when we respond to the vibrations of a full moon, we are just gathering in all the information reflected from the sun uh, onto the moon and back to us. So let's talk about the full moon first, then we'll get to the that huge line there. And by the way, what the lines mean when they peak, that means there's a lot of energy going on. So the full moon will be in Scorpio. It enters at 8:11 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and it will be in Scorpio, as I mentioned, and that means that the sun will be opposite it in Taurus. And so what we have here is a balancing act between water and earth signs, okay? And what that means is we have to see how we can harmonize feeling and stability, intuition and practicality with practicality and flow and structure. So the image I see in my mind is when you are watering plants in the ground. You don't want to put too much water into the ground. The water is the water sign of Scorpio, and the earth is the earth sign of Taurus. Just make sure you have a nice balance there. And I think what you're going to find is that if you do this correctly, you're going to find compassion will be made practical and security will be infused with feeling. And this is a time where for the next month, where sensitivity creates something real. Okay, that's my full moon speech. Let's move ahead and take a look at what that 11 vibe is doing. There are several combinations of planets going on, and they're pretty heavy. That's why it's pretty massive. That line shows that there are four planetary combinations. There are actually two four planetary combinations. And let me distill it down maybe to make it real simple. So remember that when we're talking about the 11th vibe, we're talking about a restless and progressive energy. So it means you want to move with something. What do you move with? The energy of Jupiter and Pluto is in both of those alignments that I was just talking about. Jupiter and Pluto is something grand, something big. So this is on Friday an opportunity to bring together any huge ideas, any projects, anything that you're working on, and just make sure that you put all the energy in it to make it as big and as more than lifelike as possible. So specifically, you can think and decide things that can result in a big progressive change expressed as a powerful sense of restlessness and patience and a low tolerance for restrictions. This isn't a time to hold back, okay? Also, big single mindedness can relate to a relationship or a creative venture expressed in a restless but fresh and progressive way. So, bottom line, think big on Friday. We get to Saturday and we notice a nice peak for the smooth and harmonious vibration, which is vibration 9. And on Saturday, what we can do with that line is, again, we're looking at a combination that's prevalent in two combinations of planets that are going on, the combination of Jupiter and Mercury. And again, Jupiter wants to blow things up, make things big. Mercury is ideas and thoughts and expression. So, how can you express things in a big way? It can revolve around philosophy. It can revolve around concepts and principles that perhaps you've been thinking about and want to talk and discuss. Um, so that's going on Saturday as well. As Saturday, we have Mercury entering Taurus for about 15 days. And when we have Mercury and Taurus combined, Taurus is very practical, of course, very concrete. Mercury is expression, decisions, ideas, decision making. So think practically and clearly. Prioritize how you spend, save, and invest your resources for the next 2 weeks. That includes money, and you put your energies into creative areas because Taurus is that creative nature. It's ruled by Venus. So think about maybe going to writing classes, singing, doing art, things of that nature. And I think those things ought to go well in the next 2 weeks with Mercury in Taurus. Then we get to Sunday, and we see a rise again in that restless and progressive energy. So, if you're the kind of person like me that needs to kind of break every so often, don't let the restless and progressive energy wear you down. Okay, make sure you find yourself some time to just kind of break away and nurture yourself. But on Sunday, we can expect to stand on the top of the mountain so that we get a grander sense of the opportunities for growth and development that can be expressed in a fresh and progressive way. Also, ride that wave of enthusiasm to big, successful breakthroughs. Whoa, this is going to be a pretty interesting week. I'd love to hear how you fare through it all. And I once again thank you for tuning in to the weekly Cosmic Dive. I hope this has been very helpful. And what I'd like to do is say au revoir from the wonderful big city of Nashville. And I hope to see you next week, a Monday in the morning, same time, same bat station. But I'll be in the Field of Brooms in Broomfield, Colorado. In the meantime, which frequencies do you wish to frequent? Thank you all. Have a good week. Bye bye.